Hello, one and all. Thank you very much for coming by. Thank you, as always, for all your support, all your comments and likes and subscribing. I found something that disturbed me. It's something which has come out today, and I think this is something which many of us can participate in. Just online, we can do something about this. You'll see, I'm sure, what I'm saying, but I will welcome your feedback on this. So now this is Jackson Center. The Jackson Center is in Jamestown, which is New York State. And we're looking at the website observertoday.com. I'll put links, as always, in the description box. So we have headline: Jackson Center commemorates 75th anniversary of Barnett decision. Jamestown. The Robert H. Jackson Center, a non-profit dedicated to promoting liberty under law through the examination of the life and work of Supreme Court Justice Robert H. Jackson and its relevance to current events and issues, is pleased to announce a two-day event to commemorate the 75th anniversary of the United States Supreme Court decision in West Virginia State Board of Education versus Barnett. This was in 1943. Tuesday and Wednesday, October 16th to 17th, are these events. Justice Jackson wrote the court's majority decision, which clarified First Amendment free speech protection for those with religious convictions conflicting with the routine public school practice of reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. The event will be held at the Robert H. Jackson Center, and you've got the address there. And the executive director, Dick Kathman, made the announcement. So, hey, I have personally, obviously, nothing against examining laws of human rights, free speech, and the right to practice one's religion, provided it's not hurting others, without interference. Among others, the Jackson Center has scheduled Professor Robert L. Sy of American University's Washington College of Law, Philip Brumley, General Counsel for the Jehovah's Witnesses. I never heard of him. Do you guys know of a general counsel? I've not come across them before. And Marie Barnett Snodgrass, one of the named petitioners in the Barnett case, to contribute to this compelling presentation. The program will begin on Tuesday, October 16th, with an open house at the Jackson Center from 4 to 6:45 p.m., which includes a docent-led historical exhibition of various visual and interactive presentations of the Jehovah's Witnesses' struggle for religious freedom, leading up to the Barnett decision. A formal program will begin in the center's Kappa Center at 6:45 p.m. It will include a 15-minute stage play, The Faithful Do Not Yield, which was originally presented for National History Day at the 2017 National Contest. After the performance, Professor Sy will deliver his lecture, What Might Have Been. On Wednesday, October 17th, the stage play The Faithful Do Not Yield will be performed again at the Kappa Theatre at 9:30 a.m. Two illustrated presentations will follow the performance, tracing the events surrounding the two major U.S. Supreme Court cases, Minersville School District versus Gabaitis and Barnett. Sorry if I'm pronouncing those wrong. The Center is honored to invite Thomas A. Loftus III, the grandson of Justice Jackson and former Jackson Center board member, to read passages from the Barnett decision. A roundtable conversation, now this could be useful for people, with Marie Barnett Snodgrass and Louise Gabaitis Blanton will follow. At 11:15 a.m., the Center will welcome keynote speaker Philip Brumley. Now this is, isn't it? This is the guy from the General Counsel for the Jehovah's Witnesses. So he'll be delivering a lecture. Wait till you hear the title. Jehovah's Witnesses, Canaries in the Coal Mine of Human Rights. Now, yes, they have been there many times. They have always had very strong legal counsel. So they're not just a vulnerable little bird tweeting in the darkness. They are backed up. And there are many human rights activists. I know them now. I know ones that are risking their freedom, risking their liberty, not only in the XJW community, but elsewhere. And that's worldwide. So many without backup. In human rights, there are far more and far more exposed, I'm afraid, than the Jehovah's Witnesses. I wish it were otherwise, because these people are suffering. So you've got some clicks there, places there to support it. Link for this. The program was made possible by donors and the sponsorship support of the Watchtower Society. They're a non-profit organisation. Now, we know the irony is that the Jehovah's Witnesses absolutely stamp on human rights. I've used the European human rights legislation for myself to get justice and justice for other people. It's not being used in Europe. I don't know what the block is, but it's not being used. Jehovah's Witnesses are one of the biggest stampers on human rights. And knowing the European human rights rulings, they are certainly working against those, certainly just with their baseline practices, which they don't hide, they don't deny. So I am quite sickened by this. I am all for discussions of human rights because they are still needed, they keep being needed, and they're actually being eroded. We are, in some places, and in the UK, we're going backwards on those human rights, let alone with the Watchtower. But just generally, we're going backwards on human rights. If anyone is in a position, there are contact details. You can leave a comment there, but you can speak to the director, you can speak to people. If you're doing that, I would ask that anyone who is doing that, obviously be very respectful, provide factual, you may have personal experiences. A lot of this stuff is happening during the working day, unfortunately, but maybe there are some people who can attend, who can be there. That would be great, but worldwide, people can speak up, they can email, they can contact, they can leave public comments. Please do that. We cannot leave this, that Jehovah's Witnesses are these frontline human rights activists, because they are absolutely not. They are the opposite. So thank you for your time. I really hope some of you out there can do something to just highlight that. Just don't let them get away with it. Thank you. Bye for now. And here's about the Jackson Centre on Wikipedia. Thanks.